Hey everyone, it's TB Shores. It is still June the 16th, 2018. The last video I did, I was focusing on, well, I started out with the stellarium and showing you how the time frame for Gemini had changed because the sun does not actually come into Gemini until June the 21st, whereas used to, it came into Gemini on May the 22nd. Of course, May the 22nd is the date the Lord used to get me to understand this time frame. There are several things that I want to clarify. First, I want to say, I do not read horoscopes. I do not keep up with that kind of thing. But I do believe that in Genesis chapter 1, verses 14 through 19, when God said that He used the lights in the heavens for signs and seasons and for days and years, that He meant what He said. So therefore, when He pointed me to the constellation Gemini, I knew that He was pointing me to understand something within that, not that we are to follow horoscopes and things of that sort. So I wanted to clear that up because there are always those who have something to say about it. I am just using the things in the heavens, as God said in Genesis, to try to understand signs and seasons and days and years. The video I have in front of you is one that I put out last year that I had reposted recently because it was one of the videos that had come up missing. One thing I wanted to say, let me see if I can get my train of thought where I was wanting to focus. When we talk about May 22nd, over by a period of May 22nd, when the Lord had first taken me there, I didn't even know that this year in 2018, that May 22nd was the day after Shavuot. But I come to discover that later. I didn't see it last year. But there were other things that the Lord had used over a few years where He kept pointing me back to what I feel was Shavuot. May 22nd, let me see if I can pull. I think I got it pulled up here. Right here. If I can get it to work. Okay. May 22nd this year, as you can see, fell the day after Shavuot. And so I was thinking, well, are we going to see something take place at that time? But now knowing that we looked on Stellarium and understand that things were running a month behind, because where the sun would normally have already entered Gemini, it's not even in Gemini yet and won't be until June the 21st. So when we take that into mind, bear with me just a moment. Let's flip over to June on this calendar. Well, it's not wanting to work. There it goes. Okay, and if we look at June the 21st, which of course is the day before the 22nd, we see that that is from today, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days away. And it's also a month behind when we saw, bear with me just a minute. I don't know why this thing is being so stubborn. It's getting there, slowly but surely. There we go. That is exactly a month behind when we saw Shavuot on this year's May calendar. So keeping that in mind, that's in keeping with what we saw in the constellations in the heaven, because it's showing us that Shavuot would be running a month behind. where it would have been May 21st. Now it will be June 21st, which brings us back to that June 21st date again. So, you know, there are a lot of things like that that just make you think that the Lord is showing you something significant. He's showing you that something is about to take place, that we are very close to that. That's how I feel. Do I know for certain? I can't say with 100% absolute. But I do know that the Lord is showing me many things, even in dreams, that I have not put out there. I will see if He wants me to put some of those out. But I feel like in dreams and when He takes me in the Word, that He's showing me things that speak to the nearness of where we are, to Him setting things in motion, and the sons and daughters of God being born, being birthed. I want to go back to this video that I just had up. This video here speaks to several things that point to Shavuot. And like I said, on that calendar, it shows Shavuot May 20th and 21st, which is just prior to May 22nd. And if we look at what we saw in the constellation, that things are running a month behind, that would throw it into June 21st specifically. So, speaking on that, and keeping Shavuot in mind, there are several things within this video. It's listed as number 4, Shavuot, Is It Time to Go? It was one of the missing videos that I reloaded recently. And there are several things within this video that made me feel that God was pointing me to Shavuot for quite some time. Now, like I said before, when the Lord gives us these things that He gives us for us to dig and seek Him through and seek Him on, do we always understand with 100% accuracy? No. But as time passes, He gives us more wisdom and more knowledge to where we can grow what we understood and get a bigger picture of what is coming. Do I claim to be a prophet? By no means, no. I just know that the Lord shows me things, and I try to understand them, and I just try to share that with you, hoping that it is an encouragement. I do feel that the time is very near. I feel that there's something very significant that is going to take place around June 21st. Do I know what that is? No. Is it something that we will absolutely be witness to and recognize and understand when it does take place? That's not always the case, because there are many things that happen in the spiritual realm that we don't see evidence of until later. So we have to keep all this in mind and just trust God on what He's showing, and trust Him that He's going to build upon that knowledge and upon that wisdom to help us to see the bigger picture, and never just take what He gave you in one instance as that being the complete understanding, because everything the Lord gives us is built upon. He gives everyone different pieces of the puzzle. And so we're always building upon our understanding of what the Lord would have us to see. I'm just going to leave it at that. If you would, go back and watch this. It's full of some very interesting information about Shavuot, particularly starting here about the 143 mark. And I hope that you get something that's an encouragement and a blessing. And I hope to see you all soon. I love you. Bye-bye.